So before I was diagnosed with neuromyelitis optica, the rare disease that I live with, I was a mixed media artist, but I was primarily working in textiles. So I was doing a lot of quilting, which is very intensive with handwork. I also quilt with my machine, but there's a lot of times where you're doing handwork. It's just the nature of it. There's cutting of fabric and if you're doing applique, you're doing really tiny fine stitches. If you're doing embroidery of any kind, all of those things require fine motor skills. I also did a lot of bookbinding, which is again sewing by hand and cutting of papers and measuring, a lot of really intense handwork. And so when I was diagnosed and I started having issues with my hands, that's sort of when I transitioned over to looking at photography and working digitally. I still do mixed media. I just kind of push through it. I also enjoy doing collage work, which I think is my first love in terms of artwork. And so I keep doing it. It's just that it takes me a little bit longer to do, because if I'm cutting something really tiny, I have to work really, really slowly. If I'm working with any kind of a blade, I have to be really careful.
And so I was also exploring different types of art that I could do if, at some point I became unable to continue doing textiles. And so I got into photography. A friend that's local was teaching some online classes using digital photography, and that's something that I had never explored before. So I had a big birthday coming up. It was coming up to my 40th birthday, so I decided that I would ask for a digital camera for my birthday. And I think that was pretty life-changing for me, because I had never basically considered photography a medium that I would be involved in. But it allowed me to explore. Her class was on self-portrait, and so that means any part of yourself. So I started taking a lot of photographs of my hands, and it allowed me to kind of step outside of myself and be more objective about what I was looking at. And so I was taking pictures of my hands doing different things, and just like exploring ways to kind of pose my hands and just see like how many photographs I could take that were completely different. So some of them I was manipulating the images with digital filters and things like that, and some of it was just switching to black and white, and it was just really exciting to be able to do that.